Charles Barkley was right about Anthony Edwards. What's good, YouTube? What we got? So we got another video by Uncut Hoops. Man, I hope Charles wasn't ripping Anthony Edwards too bad, man. I really actually like Edwards. I like what he brought. I like the energy he brings. I like the way he plays. I don't really care about his off-the-court issues that he's bringing up. When he's on the court and when he's in his... When I hear him in interviews, he has passion for the game. I like it. Like, he's a true hooper. So I hope Barkley didn't rip him too much. I hope he has some good things to say about him. I'm very interested in it. And he's also supposed to be allegedly the new face of the NBA. So I know he's going to get ripped on his socials a lot. But who do y'all think? Comment down below right now who y'all think the face of the league should be. And if you don't think it's Anthony Edwards, tell me why and who you think it should be. But let's get right into this video. Gotta get the... Ooh.
Anthony Edwards regressed.
Because he's taken too many threes, in my opinion.
Way too many.
And when you have that mentality, as I found out in the first game, of making threes, you don't go to the hole as much. You go to the three-point line and you start sitting there waiting for someone to find you. And that's not my mentality. And I don't want to create that because it takes away from my other parts of my game.
Okay.
If you're guarding him, you want him shooting threes. Because if he's going to the basket, he's dunking on people, he's getting you in foul trouble, he's getting you in the penalty sooner.
Man, what would you say?
That's true. Like, Anthony Edwards is the type of player, he drive to the basket, yo, he's really trying to boom on it. It's like, it's not like he's just driving to the basket, flopping, looking for a call. Like, he going up there with some aggression. Like, AE, his first, like, season, he had one of the craziest dunks over that Toronto Raptors player. I know what I'm talking about. Like, he's a high flyer for real. That's where I think the Jordan comparisons come from, where they started was because of his athleticism. It's insane.
To somebody who said you're shooting too many threes.
Getting you in the penalty sooner.
Man, what would you say to somebody who said you're shooting too many threes?
Several months later.
Has it. They still 10 to shoot. Edwards on a drive. Dort trying to stay with him. Corner three.
And he's doing it again tonight.
Edwards trying to get free. Puts up the three. They have to look to foul. SGA turns it over. The double team knocks it away. Here comes Edwards. Edwards puts up a three.
Dang.
They have to look to foul. SGA turns it over. The double team knocks it away. Here comes Edwards.
So I did watch these games, and the way AE was playing these games, he was getting doubled a lot on the perimeter, and he was doing a lot of one. He was playing off one when he drove to the basket a lot, and he was like, he would go to the basket, do his 1-2, and then pass it out. He wasn't being aggressive and playing off two like he usually does. Ja Morant does that a lot. So like, but I know with AE playing off two in the paint, he's trying to either get an aggressive layup, dunk on somebody, or just get a basket. But he did settle a lot in this game, in this series. He settled a lot against the OKC. I know Dort was playing good defense on him, but I wanted to see more drives out of AE for sure when I was watching.
Edwards puts up a three.
I don't look at it like I struggled.
For the vast majority of NBA superstars nowadays, a big part of their evolution is taking and making more threes. Doesn't matter if you're a 6'1" point guard, a 6'10" power forward, taking and making threes is an integral part of everyone's arsenal. And looking at someone like Anthony Edwards, he's really no different. Part of Ant's so-called evolution is embracing his jumper and his three-point shot. And this year, he took his fair share of threes. As of the entire NBA, he ranks second overall, only behind Steph Curry.
Tatum, this is why people hate you, bro. Why are you number 3 on this list as a small forward and you that big? You're 6'10". Tatum, 10?
Just ahead of Jason Tatum.
Cross-court Edwards. He'll fire over Vanderbilt. Away at the other end, and Minnesota comes right back with a Edwards three.
To put the Lakers to bed, and you come out with 2 soft shots here. Make it 3. Look at this. What is going on with Minnesota?
Now, Ant's overall volume and percentage, it is very, very impressive. As taking 10 threes, shooting almost 40%, that's nothing to scoff at. Now, looking past the initial numbers, the shock of the numbers being so great, you gotta ask the very simple question. Is someone like Edwards with his skill set taking 10 threes per game the best option for him and his overall team? If you ask me, it's not.
I think AE need to be getting to that basket, drawing fouls like he said, putting pressure on the defense. You can't be the best player and you just chucking up threes like that. Even Curry drives sometimes. I know, obviously, Curry's the same player, but you're the best player in this team. You got to be putting pressure on the defense, getting the bigs in foul trouble, having to bring a lot of attention to you when you drive to the basket. You drive to the basket and just passing it out each time. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point, dude. You got to go up with it. Come on.
As looking at Edwards, he's a great downhill slasher, finisher, and dunker. And Edwards at his best is attacking and not settling.
Like last year, we were saying, this dude like Michael Jordan. They just both black. He not Michael Jordan. And I think he's a great kid and he got a chance of being a great player. But I personally...
Yo, Charles so funny, bro. They just both black. He ain't Michael Jordan.
I think he's regressed and become a jump shooter.
Talk to me, Ant. You know, everybody's saying you're shooting 2 million threes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a joy because you can get downhill and shoot threes.
Yeah.
What's your response to that?
They don't like expand their horizon to like, okay, maybe he added something to his game. So they're like, I'm taking too many threes, but I shoot it at a high rate. Like, it's not like I'm taking threes and I'm missing. Like, I make these shots.
So that right there from Edwards, what we've heard all year long, is justification for him taking 10 threes per game. And at the surface level, it does sound smart and logical. I'm taking 10 threes, I'm shooting 40%, why not do it? That at the surface level sounds very, very rational, it sounds sane. But the deeper you dive into it, looking at Edwards, the player, his overall skill set, it becomes a little bit more murky. If I'm a defender and I see Anthony Edwards pulling up from 25, 30 feet, I'm saying go ahead, knock yourself out. Yes, don't make a few here and there, get some big-time highlights, but as a defender, I want you to do that.
Nah, 100%. If I'm guarding Anthony Edwards, I would rather him pull up from that I'd rather him pull them jumpers than drive by me, bump me, and dunk over me. I'd rather him do that. Drive to the basket, have my coach yelling at me about me getting blown by, or having him just have the whole defense crash. Like, you gotta think, every time he drive, he was doing a lot of driving and kicking, I would say, and there would be like 3-5 people out there. But I don't know. He was driving and kicking to bricks. It wasn't like they had some sharpshooters out there.
And look at my help defenders, guys in the right wing and left wing. When they see you shooting 35-foot threes, they're also relaxed and resting. And for the 4 and 5 man, if you're not going downhill attacking the basket, those guys aren't getting in foul trouble.
When Anthony Edwards is in attack mode,
that's when he's at his best.
What happens is the weak side defenders are now playing defense. When he's shooting threes, the weak side defenders, the guys who's guarding the guys on the other side of the floor, get the rest. But when he's driving the basket, you gotta go help. He kicks it, now you gotta sprint back out. He creates so much havoc. So I would agree with Chuck. When he turns back into the attacker and not the shooter, that's when he's gonna be different.
For a lot of great offensive players nowadays, they have tons of dribble combos, these crazy handles. They can do things players have never even thought about doing. When it comes to playoffs time and time again, they dumb themselves down by taking threes. Look at someone like Edwards. This guy is a basketball talent as unique as they come. A lightning quick first step, explosive, has that burst, and when he gets to the rim, he almost floats to the basket. For someone like Edwards having that God-given gift, settling for threes is a crime against basketball. And looking at this year's West Finals,
we don't need you doing
numbers are pretty staggering. Anthony Edwards drives per game only 12.8. Field goal attempts only 4, but the field goal percentage 81.3. The previous round versus Golden State, 18.8, 9 shot attempts, above 50% shooting. Then versus the Lakers, 16.2 drives, 9.4 shots on 47%. So what we see Ant doing versus the Thunder is settling for threes and long jumpers, not being aggressive and attacking.
But taking too many threes can hurt his overall performance, according to Michael.
My three-point shooting is something that I don't want to excel at because it takes away from all phases of my game. My game is a fake drive to the hole, penetrate, dish off, dunk or whatever. And when you have that mentality, as I found out in the first game, of making threes, you don't go to the hole as much. You go to the three-point line and you start sitting there waiting for someone to find you. And that's not my mentality. And I don't want to create that because it takes away from my other parts of my game.
Yeah, MJ really showed y'all that he could shoot threes, and then next interview he told y'all he don't want to do it though. Yo, MJ snap, bro. I like MJ, bro. He funny. He be like, that's facts though. Like it does take away from you driving to the basket. It takes away from your aggressiveness. Even when I'm hooping and I feel like I'm shooting too many threes, I'd be like, dang, let me start driving. I like to drive.
It's not complicated.
Michael Jordan right there, 1992. It's almost like he's speaking to modern day players and speaking to Anthony Edwards. When your three ball is falling, it's a thing of beauty. But when you fall in love with it too much, become reliant on it, when it's not falling, things go south pretty fast. For MJ 92 versus the Blazers, him taking threes, he did it because he was kind of challenged to do it, not because he really wanted to. And looking at the attempts and the percentage, just like Edwards this year, they're fantastic. But again, ask the very simple question. Is me taking this three knowing I can make it the best thing for the offense, the best thing for my game, best for us winning the series? For Jordan at that point in his career, he was playing a game within a game. He knew he could score 35, 40 points any night he wanted to. But what he was doing in 92 was maximizing his overall game and his team's potential. As Michael Jordan is most dangerous, isn't shooting 30-foot threes, it's driving downhill, getting in the paint, either scoring at the rim or finding guys on the perimeter. When Michael Jordan's driving, he's not only better, but his team as a whole is much more dangerous. For someone like Edwards right now being 24 years old, those little nuances of the game haven't clicked just yet.
Yeah, what would you say to somebody who said you're shooting too many threes?
Has it. And still 10 to shoot. Edwards on a drive. Dort trying to stay with him. Corner three.
And he's doing it again tonight.
Edwards trying to get free. Puts up the three. Have to look the foul. SGA turns it over. The double team knocks it away. Here comes Edwards. Edwards puts up a three.
My trade ball has gotten a lot better.
Now, that right there from Edwards in the fourth quarter, game 4, a must-win game for Minnesota. This guy in the fourth was a no-show, didn't show up, and the shots he took were piss-poor shots. If you're going to take 7, 8, 10 threes per game, make sure those threes are at least quality threes, not step-back contested threes, off-balance threes.
Facts.
In game 4 of the second half, Anthony Edwards had a total of 11 shots. Out of those shots, 7 were threes. In the fourth quarter, 6 total shots, 4 were from deep.
I don't look at it like I struggled.
Especially for me, man, it was super in the gaps. I made the right play all night, so I don't really look at it like I struggled. I didn't get enough shots to say I struggled, so
I mean, and they were doubling you, and I understand what you're saying, bro, but you gotta take the accountability, bro. You gotta take it as, even if you gotta take it as I struggled, because then it's like, all right, bet if you take all the accountability, you gonna make sure you do everything in your power to make sure y'all win, because you gonna have in your head that everything is your fault. So the win is your fault too, and you gonna get the win for y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying in the comment section. Y'all get it. He better not start, his LeBron syndrome, bro, and start making up excuses, man. Come on, man. Don't get into that phase. I like you, bro.
that might be how you guys look at it, but yeah, I didn't struggle at all. It just, I made the right play.
Stop it. Get some help.
Contrary to what Edwards said post-game, yes, he did struggle, and yes, he did come up small. Saying he quote-unquote made the right play is a classic LeBron James cop-out, passing the buck on your teammates.
I don't want to hear that,
if
bro.
you're Anthony Edwards, the so-called superstar, Jordan 2.0, in a big must-win game at home, you can't go out like this in the fourth quarter, settling for threes. All year long, people like Charles Barkley, the older NBA fans, have complained about threes and superstars taking so many. And what do you know this?
And look who's winning, Shea. Shea is the one of the superstars that don't spam threes, and he's about to win it all. And y'all are looking at analytics and all this stuff, bro. Shea and the Thunder not looking at analytics. Probably Shea out here doing what he want, getting aggressive, driving to the basket, and people would be calling him a free throw merchant. I mean, y'all in the comments gonna probably say he flops, but when I was watching him in the series, Shea was just playing aggressive. He getting to the spots. People hand checking him, and he's going up after hand checking. He's just smart about it. he driving to the basket, he playing aggressive, initiating that contact, and he just getting up and finishing strong. Shea gets a lot of fouls. He don't even get too many though. He gets foul calls because he's just playing that type of game where he's gonna get people. I feel like the problem is people chuck so many threes that when somebody's actually getting fouls, they gonna call him a free throw rusher because they're playing aggressive. But that's what happens when you're driving to the basket the whole game. You're gonna get fouled. When you got that game where you're playing inside of that 3-point arc like Shea, when you specialize there, you're gonna get to the line.
Postseason, those same guys who were defending their 3-point shots, taking so many, now they're dying by the 3 and going out in pathetic fashion. At this point in Edwards' career, he's at a big-time crossroads. The past 2 West Finals haven't been his best showings. Now, how do you get over that hurdle, over that hump? You gotta change your game, alter your game to maximize your team and your teammates. And what does that mean? What you have to do is maximize yourself first and foremost. Like I said earlier, I'll say again, when Edwards shoots 35-foot threes, the defense is relieved. Anthony Edwards at his best is attacking, going downhill. In the West Finals, that version of Anthony Edwards has been MIA. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Out.
Yeah, so you said it best. I mean, Anthony Edwards gotta just stop. He gotta be more aggressive. He gotta get back to that aggressive game he had before. That's what's gonna help him out. We need that out of Ant. And when he gets that post game too, it's gonna be raps. When Ant gets that, like when he starts playing more aggressive, learns how to balance his game out on all 3 levels. It's GG's in the chat. I feel like it's GG's, man. But hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you're new. It's your boy Toya Salmon. I'm out.